Greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and to your vitality and to your well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more knowledgeable, you are more and more in control of your body, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity, from skin diseases like acne and eczema and psoriasis, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that a miracle, this healing and renewing and regenerating system is really nothing more than the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you on The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. That's 855-660-4261. If you want to learn more about the longevity products that you hear advertised on the program, hear recommended on the program, you can head over to brightsideben.com, take a look at our shopping cart with all the longevity products, or you can call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470, and ask them about joining the Bright Side Ben team for a one-time $10 fee. You can have all the benefits of owning your own business, including tax breaks, getting your products at the wholesale price. Of course, you can also just help spread the word about the power and the importance of a good nutritional supplement program. They know all about the Bright Side Ben team at 866-735-2470, or you can click on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com. For you guys who want a little extra health information, check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. That's pharmacistben.com. We update it regularly, and we have a newsletter link up there as well. We're going to be doing a newsletter hopefully in the next couple of months. We'll start it, so you can sign up for that at pharmacistben.com. All right, thanks so much for joining us on The Bright Side. We are talking about vitamin K and its properties for building bone, for blood clotting. Vitamin K's got lots of various properties. It's known as the clotting vitamin. I think of it as the electricity vitamin. It is a chemistry that makes it very conducive to carrying around electrical energy in a fashion very similar to its vitamin colleague, its vitamin partner, vitamin E. Vitamin E and vitamin K are colleagues, they're partners, just like we said earlier how vitamin A and vitamin D are colleagues or partners. Vitamin E and vitamin K are likewise partners, and coenzyme Q10 fits in there as well. In fact, coenzyme Q10, vitamin K, and vitamin E can be thought of as electrical brothers, the electrical triplets. And this is why all three of these substances, vitamin K, vitamin E, and coenzyme Q10, have beneficial properties for most of the electrical systems, for all of the electrical systems in the body, and that is especially true about the brain and the heart. Vitamin E, vitamin K, and coenzyme Q10, because they're so electrically powerful, are very important for the heart, the circulatory system, and the brain. That means if you're dealing with heart disease, you're dealing with any kind of circulatory issues, you're dealing with kidney issues, and if you're dealing with dementia, movement disorders, or brain health issues, think about coenzyme Q10, vitamin K, and vitamin E. The electrical nature of these substances is a function of their shape. Yesterday we talked about how chemistry is all about shape. Think Tinker Toys. Chemistry, one of the most intimidating subjects in all of academia, in all of science. Everybody seems to be intimidated by chemistry, organic chemistry. When I tell people how much I love chemistry, immediately people think nerd, or think geek, or think science freak. But chemistry is really no more complicated than Tinker Toys. It's no more complicated than shapes. For all its intimidation and supposed brain power that you need to understand chemistry, it really is just about Tinker Toys. If you ever made a Tinker Toy structure, then you should be able to grasp the nature of chemistry. Chemical structure is a Tinker Toy structure. Instead of spools and sticks and wheels and caps, you got molecules and atoms and little pieces of electricity, but it's all about sticking things together and making structures. Instead of having little wood dowels that connect everything together, in the case of chemistry, at least in the case of biochemistry, you have science fiction-like glowing threads of colored electricity. Literally, folks, colored electricity. Like little neon lights. Human beings, via our biochemistry, are like rainbow neon lights flashing on and off. We got science fiction glowing chemicals all throughout our body. Reds and blues and greens and yellows. This is what chemistry is. This is so cool. You see why I'm so amazed and blown away by chemistry. But it's still all about shape. Biochemicals and molecules are electrically vibrating shapes. I love chemistry, especially love the chemistry of biology, biochemistry. But at the end of the day, chemistry works because of electricity. We are truly biochemical beings, but underneath all of that, we are electrical beings. And by the way, there's a very important relationship between light and electricity. When we talk about how vitamin K is an electrical vitamin, what we really mean, it's a light vitamin. Light is basically a type of electricity, which means that in addition to being electrical beings, we are also light beings. How do you like that? I don't mean to sound new agey here, go all Boulder, Colorado on you, but that's just the scientific facts. We are light beings. If you like the Bible, read Matthew 5:14, the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus tells the crowds, the multitudes gathered around the mountain, they are the light of the world. Human beings are light beings. And this light, this electricity, this light/electricity shows up in the body via various light shapes. We got a special name for these light shapes. You know what we call them? We call them molecules. That's what a molecule is. It's a light shape. And you put a bunch of these light shapes together, a bunch of these molecules together, and guess what? You got a chemical. A light shape is a molecule, a bunch of these light shapes is a chemical, and all of these light shapes convey information. They're like codes. And these codes are interpreted by various parts of the body. You can think of it like keys and locks. Each particular light shape is like a key. And each key has a specific shape that opens up a specific lock. Each particular light shape is like a key, and it sticks itself somehow into a chemical shape that functions as a lock, and it opens up the lock. You look at your house keys, or your car keys, whatever, you'll see basically a piece of metal with a shape. And if the shape of your key matches the corresponding shape in a lock, just like magic, your lock will open up. If you can understand that, you can understand chemistry. It's all about shapes. Shapes called molecules and chemicals, and each shape has a specific character based on how the electrified energy moves in the particular shape. The shape can move, the electrical energy in the shape can move left, it can move right, it can go fast, it can go slow. Vitamin E and vitamin K have a shape that make it super, super electrically active. Electricity can travel around the shape of the vitamin E molecule and the vitamin K molecule very effectively. In plants, this makes them very important for something called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the reaction between sunlight and a shape. Sunlight hits the shape in the leaf, and by the way, this process that we call photosynthesis, where sunlight hits a shape in the leaf, is responsible for everything that we see in the physical world. Everything we see in the physical world, from cars to cats to dressers to computers to keys to humans to bottles, everything we see in the physical world is essentially fundamentally made by a reaction between the sun and a leaf somewhere, or a molecule in a leaf. It all comes from the sun. In plants, the molecules, or one of the molecules that converts this solar energy, this sun energy, into the material world is vitamin K. You think that's important stuff? You better believe it is. Vitamin K is a leaf vitamin. Vitamin K is a grass vitamin. You know, grass contains significant amounts of these electrical chemicals. Grass is like a solar panel for the earth. Grass converts solar energy into electrical energy for the use of all living beings. And a case could be made for grass, plain old, simple, humble grass, because of its vitamin K content, at least partially, for being one of the most incredible, powerful substances on the entire planet. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side. We're coming back with more good health information right after this. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. Have you ever wondered why farmers can keep their livestock lean and healthy just by feeding them minerals in a nutrient-dense diet? Before market, they cut off their minerals, leaving them to crave high-calorie grains to fatten them up. So if weight control is this easy, why does the medical system prescribe invasive surgical gastric bypass for humans? The truth be told, according to research, you can avoid over 900 different diseases just by getting 90 essential nutrients daily. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com and order your Healthy Start Pack and get your 90 for life. Or dial 855-301-TEAM. I said essential, not optional, and every day. Easy. 90 for life on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com or call 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. At sonsoflibertyteam.com.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
An e-cig revolution is sweeping across the country. But is yours American-made? Vaporia e-liquid by LeSig is. Manufactured in Arkansas with 100% USA-sourced ingredients. And when you buy American, you support local jobs. Vaporia e-liquid by LeSig is top quality at an affordable price. The very principle that once drove the American economy. Get great taste with no ash, tar, or smoke. You'll be wondering why you didn't make the change to Vaporia e-liquid by LeSig a long time ago. LeSig.com has everything you need, for beginners to the advanced vaping enthusiast, with a wide variety of hardware, and also imported e-liquid flavors as well. Plus, LeSig smokes the competition with fast, free, same-day shipping, real people customer service, and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Support our country and become a Vaporeate at LeSig.com or call 870-525-1440, 870-525-1440. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
And welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for being here, folks. We are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You'll find a shopping cart up with all the longevity products as well as a Join the Team link. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Make sure you ask about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine multivitamin mineral complex powder that you add to water and drink. It's a wonderful source of B vitamins, vitamin C. It's got even a little dab of vitamin K in there as well. Vitamin K is typically hard to find in nutritional supplements. You'll find that in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine in an easy-to-absorb, drinkable, and tasty format. It goes great in your smoothies. You can make ice pops with it for your kids. Kids love it as well. Has a nice citrus taste. The new one has a nice peach taste as well. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can ask the folks at 866-735-2470 at the Brightside Ben phone team about Beyond Tangy Tangerine, either the BTT 2.0 or the old BTT, which I like as well. Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Okay, so vitamin K is all about shape. It's all about electricity. That's what makes it so important for bone health. That's what makes it so important for anabolic building health. Vitamin K is found in leaves. It's found in plants. It's actually a solar activated substance. Grass contains significant amounts of vitamin K. Grass is like a solar panel for the earth. Leaves are like solar panels for plants. Grass is like a solar panel for the entire planet. Grass converts solar energy into electrical energy for the use of everything and everybody, including human beings. Grasses are tremendously abundant, obviously. They coat vast areas of the planet. They're on the ground floor of the food chain hierarchy, and they are basic nutrition for almost everything that's alive, whether at the fundamental level or if we're eating meat, for example, we're basically getting the power from grass. Cows eat the grass, we eat the meat. Wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa grass. These are all powerful foods, powerful medicines. It's no accident that some of the largest animals on the planet subsist mainly on grass. Grass contains especially high concentrations of electrically active substances like omega fats, vitamin K, vitamin E. These are all very important grass nutrients, and they all have a job to do in converting energy from the sun into physical energy, basically activating this rock that's spinning in space known as planet Earth into a living, breathing, organic being. Ocean grass is also a wonderful source of these electrical vitamins of omega fats and vitamin E and vitamin K. Ocean grass, of course, is called seaweed. And like the earth, terrestrial grass, seaweed is electrically active ocean grass. And it is some of the most powerful and nutritional food you could ever eat, like grass. Seaweed is some of the most powerful food you could eat, and some of the largest animals on the earth eat seaweed. Or eat ocean grass, if you will, plankton and substances like that. The green stuff that lives on top of the planet that converts solar energy into material energy. This, by the way, means seaweed and algae are going to be very good for your heart, for your eyes, and for your skin. Especially important for cataracts and macular degeneration. Sun protection benefits. Algae, plankton, seaweed, grasses, all wonderfully sun protective. For folks dealing with arrhythmias, movement disorders, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, dementias, any kind of brain health issues, think grass, think seaweed. Seaweed is a real hidden source of valuable nutrition, and it's relatively cheap, too, and it's pretty tasty, too. You can get seaweed dry at a health food store. You can crush it up and add it to your salads. It's delicious. It's way better than croutons and way better for you. If you look at vitamin E and vitamin K by their chemical shape, they look like little sperm cells. They're made up of two main parts. They got a round electrical head attached to a long electrical tail. Vitamin E and vitamin K. Just look, they have a round head where electrical energy can circle around, and they got a long tail, just like a sperm cell. The tail is a delivery system, and it allows the head to penetrate into the most highly electrical structure in all of biology, the cell membrane. The sperm-like structure, in essence, fertilizes a cell. The sperm-like vitamin K, sperm-like structure, vitamin E, actually injects itself via this tail and head structure into the cell membrane. The cell membrane is so incredible. The cell membrane is the brain of the cell. The cell membrane is the information processor of the cell. The cell membrane itself has layers. This is so crazy, people. The cell membrane, which is has a width on the order of 1,000 times thinner than a human hair, this ultra-thin structure is actually layered itself, and then it's adorned with all these complex, dynamic, constantly morphing little parts. This super thin structure, this thing that we call a cell membrane, is where vitamin K and vitamin E exert much of their work. Vitamin K goes through the cell membrane. Vitamin E sits on the cell membrane. And not just the cell membrane on the outside of the cell, the tail of this little sperm-like molecule allows vitamin K and vitamin E to drill into the membrane and get itself inside a cell, just like a sperm cell drills itself into an egg cell. Remember, all disease is cell disease. Vitamin K and vitamin E are cell vitamins. Next time somebody asks you why vitamins are important, every once in a while somebody will tell me or ask me, why are vitamins important? All you got to do is tell people that at least 2 of them are molecular sperm cells with an electrical head that energizes the cell by delivering electricity. You think that's important? You better believe it is. This is why vitamin K has so many different roles to play in the body. This is why vitamin K has so many different health functions. It's electrical energy that it carries into a cell to activate key chemical reactions, especially the ones that involve calcium. This is where vitamin K plays its anti-aging and bone health roles. Vitamin K enters into a cell, drills itself through the cell membrane, enters into the inside sanctum of a cell where it helps the cell process calcium. For all the talk about calcium in the bones, calcium's real important role is what it does electrically inside a cell. Most of the calcium in our body is stored in the bones and calcified tissue like the teeth, but calcium's real potency is in its electrical tinker toy-like structure inside a cell. Calcium is the main mineral activator inside a cell, and vitamin K plays a key role in helping calcium activate chemical reactions. Why is this important? Because activating chemical reactions in a cell helps the cell do what it's supposed to do. It helps a muscle cell do muscle stuff. It helps a nerve cell do nerve stuff. It helps a heart cell do heart stuff. It helps a brain cell do brain stuff. It helps an immune cell do immune stuff. It helps a liver cell do liver stuff. All of this happens via the effects of calcium and vitamin K. We said earlier, a couple weeks ago when we were talking about vitamin D, that vitamin D works in collaboration with calcium by helping calcium get inside a cell. Well, vitamin K works in collaboration with calcium, but it accomplishes its work by activating calcium, by helping calcium do its chemical work. Vitamin D and vitamin K are our 2 most important calcium vitamins. Vitamin K functions in essence like a calcium magnet. Its magnetic property literally turns on the calcium chemistry activating effects. Vitamin K turns on calcium, and calcium in turn turns on all of the chemical reactions, or most of the chemical reactions, inside a cell. We are activated electrically by the electrical energy of vitamins and minerals. This is what Dr. Wallach has been saying for the last 40 or 50 years. My favorite Dr. Wallach book, he's got a lot of great books, but my favorite Dr. Wallach book is called Rare Earth Forbidden Cures, and it's based on the idea of this important fundamental electrical relationship that minerals and vitamins have to the bioelectrical human body. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're coming back at you with more good health information right after this. Don't go away.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
To thank you for being a loyal listener, we have a limited time freebie offer for you. Claim your free heirloom tomato seeds, just pay shipping, right now at 123freeseeds.com. These aren't ordinary seeds. These are heirloom, non-genetically modified super seeds that are open pollinated and can be grown, harvested, and replanted endlessly. These survival seeds are actually more valuable than gold in a crisis. Go to 123freeseeds.com and you can get an airtight storage packet of 150 super seeds free while supplies last to say thank you for being a loyal listener. First come, first served. Just cover shipping. Go to 123freeseeds.com now to see if your free heirloom seeds are still available. That's 123freeseeds.com.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah, buying them another sweater, game, or other holiday gift they didn't need was nice. But this season, why not take the easy road, the safer road, and the smarter road? Get those you love something they do need. Give the gift of preparedness with Freeze-Dry Guy gift cards. Since 1970, the veteran-owned Freeze-Dry Guy has been your trusted source for emergency preparedness with easy-to-make, delicious freeze-dried foods and dehydrated foods. These long-lasting foods are lifesavers, which come with added comfort, confidence, and convenience, perfect for any power outage, natural disaster, political crisis, or emergency at home, such as job loss or illness. Call Freeze-Dry Guy now at 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on to freezedryguy.com. You can't predict what's going to happen to your loved ones, but when it does, you can have them ready with gift cards from freezedryguy.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Tomorrow we will take a couple of your letters, and I'll show you how we do this health and healing thing when it comes to specific health challenges. I like this feature. We'll do it. I think we'll do it on a regular basis once a week. I'll take 1 or 2 letters, and we'll just show you how. I'll show you how I work when I'm doing a patient interview, and we'll do that tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll be talking to Mike Adams, one of my favorite health journalists, one of the best, in my opinion, the best health journalist that's out there. Many of you guys know Mike, and we'll be talking about cancer and the ketogenic diet and a couple other things, and that'll be Thursday. And all the while, we'll be continuing to talk about vitamin K and its importance for bone building, its importance for electrical energy, its importance for building the body. And, of course, we'll also continue talking about the electrical nature of the body. You know, cancer has a real important electrical component that you don't ever hear folks talk about. We'll be talking about that in the next couple of days as well. Okay, if you want to learn more about the longevity products or join the Brightside Ben team, you can head over to brightsideben.com and click on the Join the Team link or check out our shopping cart. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470 for you guys who want a little bit more Brightside information. If you can't get enough of the Brightside, I encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. We update it regularly, pharmacistben.com. Our number today, 855-660-4261. We do have a couple lines open for you. Try to get on board early so we can get as many calls in as possible. Time to take our first phone call of the day. Let's welcome Ron. Oklahoma Ron, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the bright side.
Well, I was calling about my wife.
Hey, Ron.
She has kidney failure.
Oh, okay. How old is your wife? How old is your wife?
74.
Oh, okay. All right. She's diabetic?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. First of all, here's the thing. Kidney disease, kidney failure doesn't just happen. It happens in a body that's breaking down, a body that's degrading. You can't approach the kidneys without approaching the body first. Does that make sense, Ron? You got to work on the entire system. Yeah. Okay, good. That's the most important thing about dealing with kidney disease. If you go to the doctor, they're just going to focus on your kidneys. This is the problem with the medical paradigm. It does not address the environment that the kidney disease shows up in. Typically, kidney disease is a sign of blood sugar, of lack of control of blood sugar. It's technically called dysglycemia, which is just a fancy way of saying blood sugar is messed up. The kidneys are made up of miles of tiny, infinitesimally small blood vessels. These blood vessels become clogged very easily. They can become damaged by sugar very easily when blood sugar is not controlled. This is the reason why diabetes and kidney disease go hand in hand. So the first thing you want to do if you're going to deal with kidney disease is you want to address toxicity in the body and blood sugar. That means do all the things we talk about for dealing with blood sugar. And I'm not convinced that your wife is not a diabetic. Just because she's not diagnosed as a diabetic doesn't mean she's not a diabetic. Certainly she's going to have problems with her blood sugar. We all have problems with our blood sugar, but especially if you're dealing with kidney issues. So number one, you want to have her on a low sugar diet. And that means breads. When I say low sugar, I'm including breads and pastas and rices and potatoes. I'd be putting her on the ketogenic diet. You probably have heard us talk about this in the past. The ketogenic diet is a high-fat, high to moderate protein, low carbohydrate diet. That means you're replacing your calories that you get from cereals and breads and fruit juices and cakes and candies, all the sugary kinds of foods and starchy kinds of foods. You're replacing those calories with calories from protein and calories from essential fatty acids. This is a woman at the age of 74 that should have zero tolerance for refined sugars. Most of us should have zero tolerance, but especially at the age of 74 with kidney disease. It's an absolute must that she weans herself away from these kinds of foods. Eating more protein and eating more essential fatty acids and coconut oil is the best strategy. Electrolytes are going to also be very important. These are electrically active minerals, magnesium, calcium. Get her on the Mighty 90. Get her on the Mighty 90 today, especially the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You may also want to throw in some of the other mineral products, the Ultimate Classic or the regular Tangy Tangerine. Now, anything she can do to get electrolytes, electrically active minerals is going to be in her interest. Vegetable juices are a wonderful source of these electrically active minerals. Celtic sea salt might be very helpful for her. Have her mix Celtic sea salt, oil, and vegetables together. You take vegetables like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, lightly roast them or lightly steam them. And I say lightly because you don't want to break up the nutrients, but you want to just kind of release some of those nutrients. Mix them with butter or with oil and then sprinkle on Celtic sea salt, and that should be one of her main sources of nutrition. Bone soup, by the way, would be excellent for her. She's got to have some digestive issues going on as well. Correct, Ron? Do you know about those?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, they go hand in hand. That's why I say, once you have digestive issues, that's when the body really begins to break down. So start to focus on the digestive tract as well. Use constipation and diarrhea. She's probably got more loose stools than constipation. Is that correct?
Well, she started out being constipated early in life.
Right now, she's probably got a problem. I'm guessing she's going to have a problem with loose stools more than she have a problem with constipation because.
Correct. Now that is true.
That's because there's a relationship between kidney disease and malabsorption of minerals. So she's probably not absorbing her minerals, which is why you want to make sure she's getting her minerals. But it's even more important that she focuses on fat absorption and digestive health in general. So you got blood sugar control, staying off of sugars and refined carbohydrates, weaning her off of those by getting her into more protein and essential fats and butter. Making sure she's using Celtic sea salt, making sure she's on the Mighty 90. I'd be using the chromium and vanadium. That is the Sweeties product, which I absolutely love from Longevity after every meal. And then start to hone in on digestive problems. Every time she has the loose stools, see if you can figure out what she ate an hour, 2, 3, 4 hours before that triggered the loose stools, and then those are foods you're going to need to eliminate. Make sure she's using digestive enzymes after all meals. I would be using all the fat support absorbing nutrients after all meals as well. Keep in mind, these electrolytes that are so important for kidney health and important for the health of the entire body really are absorbed largely by the fat absorption system of the body. That means if she's not absorbing fats, she's not absorbing magnesium, she's not absorbing selenium, she's not going to absorb all of these calcium, all of these electrolytic minerals, and that can wreak havoc on the kidneys. So focus on fat malabsorption. That means use the digestive enzymes, use lecithin. You can find that at the health food store. Use apple cider vinegar after all meals. The nutrient choline can be very helpful for fat malabsorption. Betaine HCl, which you'll get in the Ultimate Enzymes, but you can use extra betaine. That can help with fat absorption. Bile salts can help with fat absorption. BILE, bile salts. Pancreatin, the enzyme pancreatin, you can get that at the health food store. That's also going to be in the Longevity Ultimate Enzymes. See where we're working here. We're focusing, number 1, on blood sugar, number 2, on the digestive system, and the digestive system support means fat absorption. And then also, don't forget about the importance of good probiotics. There's a very important connection between the kidneys and probiotics via vitamin D, and that's, well, there's so much more to talk about, Rob, but you got a ton of information. But the last thing I want to tell you is, with kidney disease, you are at risk, or your wife is at risk for vitamin D problems, because vitamin D is turned into super vitamin D. It's activated in the kidneys, and if you have kidney disease, there's a very high likelihood, a good chance that she's not going to be able to activate vitamin D. If she can get out in the sun, that's going to be her best way to get vitamin D. You don't need a lot of sun, by the way. 5 or 10 minutes a day, 3 or 4 days a week is enough. Make sure she gets as much of her body contacted by the sun as possible. And then if she can't get out in the sun, or there's no sun where you're at, then you can use vitamin D supplements or the Ultimate EFAs, which contain fish oil, which is a good source of vitamin D. Or she can just use straight fish oil. So much more to talk about, Rob, but that's a great place for you to start. Hope we helped out. God bless you and good luck with your wife. All right, we're coming back with more phone calls, 855-660-4261. If you're on hold, hang tight. We'll try to get to all you guys. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back after this.
I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curve appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pillow, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
That's the sound of a .44 Magnum and Trauma Max, a high-tech hybrid Kevlar bulletproof vest from InfidelBodyArmor.com. Will stop it and most pistol rounds. Trauma Max is a major breakthrough in pistol-rated body armor, and prices start at just $170 per insert. More protection, more stopping power, more mobility, and it weighs less than 5 pounds. Get details at InfidelBodyArmor.com. That's INFIDEL
Hi, I'm Ed Krell, CEO of Destination Maternity. We proudly support the March of Dimes work to reduce the rate of premature birth. The numbers have gone down in the past 5 years, but still, nearly 500,000 babies are born too soon in the United States each year. We're helping the March of Dimes fund cutting-edge research and community programs to help more moms have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in working together for stronger, healthier babies. Visit marchofdimes.com.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
Welcome back to the Bright Side, Clayton in Canada. What's going on, buddy? How you doing today?
Hey, Ben. I've got a sister who's about 55 years old, and she's just been diagnosed with dry macular degeneration, and I'm wondering what we can do for that.
So much you could do. Macular degeneration, obviously, as the name implies, is a degeneration of the macula. The macula is a tiny little spot in the middle of your eye. It is made up of carotenoids, things that you can get from food. If you ever looked at the side of the Vision FX or any eye vitamins, you'll see something called lutein, or sometimes you'll see zeaxanthin. These are nutritional substances called carotenoids. They're specifically yellow carotenoids, and they're what this macula is made up of. They absorb sunlight, and over the course of time, as our bodies are breaking down, this area in the middle of the eye tends to break down too. Macular degeneration, Clayton and everybody out there listening, macular degeneration is arthritis of the eyes. It's Alzheimer's disease of the eyes. It's degenerative disease of the eyes. People, it's the same thing. The body is breaking down, and once again, I know I say this all the time, but I'm just going to keep saying it. This is good news. This is great news, because it means all we've got to do is to take care of our macular degeneration or arthritis or our Alzheimer's disease or our liver disease or our osteoporosis or any of the other ways degeneration shows up, is we've just got to reverse the degeneration into regeneration. We've got to turn the degenerative process into a regenerative process, and it is in the body's nature to do this. All we got to do is help the system out. So here's what you do for macular degeneration. Same thing that you do for osteoporosis or any other degenerative disease. Number one, you've got to stop the steady stream of pro-inflammatory toxic substances from getting in. Largely, almost 100%, that means food. That means any food that causes inflammation, I'm talking about microscopic inflammation, needs to be avoided, and I'm sure you know what I'm going to say next. That means sugar and pasta and processed foods of all kinds, and chips and candies and fruit juice, and all of the foods that we exist on in this country, and I'm sure in Canada as well, have to be minimized or avoided entirely. The less we eat, the better off we are. After we eat any food, we initiate an inflammatory response in the body, even if it's spinach, even if it's a salad. So any kind of caloric restriction is going to be in your sister's regenerative interest. Stopping the steady stream of toxicity and reducing caloric intake, step number 1. Step number 2, start to put in anabolic or building nutrients into the body, and there's a bunch of them. Protein, probably the most important. We'll be talking about protein in the coming weeks in terms of osteoporosis, but we don't really talk a lot about protein when it comes to things like macular degeneration, yet protein is the key building substance. If she has a problem digesting or utilizing protein, have her use her protein with the ultimate enzymes from Youngevity, which contain protein digesting enzymes, and have her do all her protein meals with apple cider vinegar in addition to the enzymes. Eggs, by the way, are not only stupendous protein, but they're also a good source of these keratins that are important for the macula, especially the yellow keratins. So make sure she's eating eggs. Try not to cook her eggs too much. Whey protein, of course, is always going to be one of the best ways to get protein. Fish, a little bit. Fish has its own problems. Meat has problems, but maybe a little bit of fish and meat as well. Then there's specific nutrients for helping the eyes handle the sun, in addition to the aforementioned keratins. Vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin E are all going to be very, very important. 400 international units of vitamin E a day, 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate a day. Omega-3 fatty acids are also going to be important. Selenium is also important. Have her using the ultimate EFAs. That'll get her omega-3s, get her on the OPC selenium. That'll also be important. 400 micrograms, maybe even 600 micrograms a day are very important for the eye. 600 micrograms can be very helpful for the eyes. And then probably the most important of all the vitamins for the eyes is vitamin A. And I'd be using 20,000 international units of vitamin A along with her 400 international units of vitamin E. Have her take her vitamin A and vitamin E with meals. If she has any problems with fatty foods or has her gallbladder removed or a history of liver problems, make sure she uses her vitamin A and her vitamin E and her minerals as well, her selenium and her zinc, with fatty foods and with all the fat absorption aids that we talked about with our last caller, lecithin, choline, taurine, bile salts, pancreatin, all these fat absorption aids. That'll help her absorb her vitamin A and her keratins and her minerals, the whole bit. So number 1, eliminate the steady stream of toxicity. Number 2, make sure she's getting her anabolic or building nutrients, especially protein. Number 3, make sure she's getting all of her electrically active eye nutrients as well. And then if you want to take a supplement specifically for the eyes, Youngevity's got one called Vision FX, which contains zinc and selenium as well as some of these keratins that are important for building the macula. The bottom line here, my friend, is macular degeneration is simply a breakdown of the eyes the same way that osteoporosis is a breakdown of the bones or Alzheimer's disease is a breakdown of nerve cells in the brain, et cetera, et cetera. It's all the same thing. It's just showing up in different parts of the body. Does that help you, Clayton?
Yeah, it sure does. Just a follow-up question. Will we be able to rebuild it back to normal or just stop it from getting worse? Heck yes. It's in the body's nature to heal. That's the thing. Now, depending on how degenerated she is, it may take a little bit longer or it may take a little less longer depending on the degree of degeneration, but the regenerative process can kick in immediately. As soon as she reduces her caloric intake, reduces the intake of the toxic or inflammatory foods and starts to take in the building nutrients, the regenerative process will kick in immediately. All right? Great.
Thank you, buddy. That's the most important thing, you guys. It is in the body's nature to heal. We are healing systems. Don't let any physician or medical professional tell you that you're condemned or you're doomed or you got to stay on this prescription drug for the rest of your life. That's not how the body works. I said this yesterday. Every time you cut yourself, you have a testimony. You have a visual manifestation, a visual proof of the healing process of the body. You think if your skin, the cells in your skin don't heal after you get a paper cut, you don't think your bone cells are going to heal or your macula cells are going to heal? By the way, the macula is basically the same kind of tissue as your skin. It's the same stuff. It's the skin on the eyes. So when your macula breaks, specialized skin, but it's still epithelia. It's the same kind of tissue. So when the macula degenerates, it's like your skin degenerating, and nobody ever questions whether their skin is going to heal. You shouldn't have to question whether your macula or any other part of the body is going to heal. That's the beauty of the human body, and that's the divine magnificence of the human body as well. Okay, Robert in Texas, welcome to the bright side. What's going on, my friend?
The dark spot darks around your eyes. I'm just wondering, different corner of your eyes, you got dark shadows there.
Very common. It's not an eye problem. It's a circulatory problem. It's not a skin problem. It's not a pigment problem. It is a sign that the blood is not moving around as it should. With all the talk the time we've been spending on inflammation in the blood for the last couple of weeks, it should come as no surprise that people have dark circles around the eyes. You'll notice that the dark circles, by the way, show up worse in the morning, and sometimes they'll actually improve during the day. That's because while we're lying down at night, the circulatory system doesn't quite make it through from the eyes all the way around. The blood vessels in the eyes are very small, requires a lot of pumping. When you're lying down, that doesn't happen. So you'll notice sometimes that dark circles around the eyes are worse first thing in the morning, and they tend to improve as you go throughout your day. You can do some lymphatic manipulation to help kind of move things around by rubbing on the eyes a little bit, very lightly on the surface of the eyes. But I would be treating it mostly as a circulatory health issue, and that involves mostly the liver and the heart. You want to regard it as a sign that you may be having some liver problems, you may be having some heart problems, or you may be having some digestive problems, and toxicity is getting into the blood. So just like with other health conditions, the best thing for you to do is try to find other things going on in the body so you can triangulate and put together a whole picture. Last week I talked about how if you just have one symptom, it's much harder to figure out what's going on in the body. So you always want to come up with multiple points. Is this for you, Robert, or is there somebody you know?
It's for me.
Okay, now, so here's what I'll ask you. First of all, how old are you?
66.
And what else is going on in your body? It's got to have other things happening.
I called you the other day about neuropathy. Remember, on my feet?
Okay, there you go. Well, you see, we're starting to put a picture together. A general inflammatory picture. Neuropathy means pain in the nerves in the bottom of your feet. Again, you're having a circulatory problem. Chances are you got diabetes or some kind of blood sugar problem, even if you're not diagnosed as a diabetic. Once you have these multiple points, now we can start to really work. So what I'd be doing, Robert, is I'd be focusing not so much on your dark circles, but focusing on what's causing this inflammation that's going on in your body, and chances are you're going to be able to find some blood sugar problems there, and you're going to be able to find some digestive problems there. And I hate to beat a dead horse. Stop the steady stream of toxicity from coming into the body. Start focusing on blood sugar. Eliminate the blood sugar and insulin spiking foods. Use the sweeties. Get on the Mighty 90. There's so much you could do, guys. That's why I do this program every day. The bright side is the good news about health and nutrition that says that whatever your health challenges are, you can begin to address them today. The body is a healing and regenerating system. It's in its nature to heal and regenerate. Thank you so much, friends, for joining us. Tomorrow I'll take one of your letters or a couple of your letters and backtrack. I'll show you how I do this patient interview thing. That's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
We travel so much, and having a fake TV, well, it gives added peace of mind.
Burglars look for houses that appear to be easy targets. But fake TV can fool even professional burglars into thinking someone is home watching television.
As a recent widow living alone, it gives me great peace of mind to set my fake TV near a window and know that passing motorists and pedestrians will think someone is home watching TV when I'm actually away from home.
Fake TV easily plugs into any outlet, just like a light on a timer.
And they're so easy to use. You just plug them in and they're ready to go. Plus, they're so affordable that we have one upstairs and downstairs.
Fake TV is only $34.95 and makes a great Christmas gift. Order your Fake TV by calling 877-5-FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. That's 877-532-5388 or faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Belle Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at mypatriotsupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here, and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. mypatriotsupply.com. mypatriotsupply.com.